Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Miss Coffee here, and today we're doing something a little bit different. So, I did realize that there was an error made on my part when it came to the Q&A that went up this past Saturday. When I went into the group to look for the Q&A questions for the Facebook group, when you look at the post, it doesn't show that there's any comments. It says 12 likes, but it doesn't show any comments. And so then when I clicked on it after the video, I noticed that there were comments. So I do apologize to the folks that asked comments on this Q&A. I will be answering them now. And that way those questions get answered because I'm taking off this Saturday. This Saturday I have some other stuff to do. So I'll be taking off this Saturday. So I'm going to answer those questions now. And then at the end of those questions, I will go ahead and do a regular whip and chat. So I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful day. It's a brisk 64 degrees here today. Happy first day of summer. Doesn't feel like summer here, but I'll take it because as long as it's not hot as balls, I'm fine. So let's get on with these questions without further ado. The first question comes to us from Crystal. Hello, Crystal. Crystal asked, what is my favorite comfort food? I believe I answered this in Q&A number 1 or 2. But for those who might have missed it, my favorite comfort food is baked mac and cheese. I don't know why. I just like me some baked mac and cheese. So thank you so much, Crystal. I really appreciate you asking a question. The next person we have asking a question is going to be Courtney Hicks. Courtney asked, hey, Miss Coffee, I'm back with some more would you rather questions. All right, here we go. Number 1, would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe? What? What? Wait a minute. Hold up. Where's my car? I made all those car payments to have a donkey or a giraffe. All right, here, bet. Look, I'm going to say probably a giraffe because that just sounds cooler. Also, I'm still working on Briefly Broken. No, I have not moved out of that spot. I've been incredibly busy. But I'm going to say a giraffe because that just sounds cool. So we're going to go with giraffe. The second one says, would you rather have a completely automated home or a self-driving car? Automated home, please. Will that automated home come with a chef? Because if it does, I am in. I don't go anywhere. I am literally, like, I don't know if people realize this. I am the key definition of hermit. I'm pretty sure if you looked it up in Webster's dictionary, you will see a picture of my face sitting on the couch. Hermit. I'm a hermit. So I don't really typically leave the house too often. Not unless I have to for obvious reasons, like have to go get something or whatnot. But I don't typically leave the house. So, yeah. I'm going to go with the automated house. And the third one says, super hard, would you rather? All right, this one's supposed to be hard. All right, hold on. I just saw this symbol. Where did I see? Oh, her lips. Would you rather live in a world with no caffeine or a world with only raw food? No caffeine all day. Not hard at all. No. Raw food? No. Can't do the raw food thing. I don't eat sushi or anything like that, mostly because I'm allergic. But no raw food for me. No, thank you. I pass. Pass. Hard pass. So, yeah, no. But thank you so much, Courtney, for your questions. I always love when you come back with those would you rather questions. So, the next question comes to us from Sahali. I do apologize if I butchered your name. That's just what it looks like to my brain. So, Sahali asks, do you know of any companies besides DAC that do their own hand charting? No, I don't. I really don't. I can't say that I know of any other companies. I was going to say TSA, but I don't even think she does hand charting. So I really don't know of any other companies that do hand charting. If you have a question about that with a particular company, you can always ask them. But off the top of my head, I can't think of any other companies that do hand charting. That doesn't mean a hill of beans because I haven't really been in the diamond painting game for like the last 6 months. My brain has been elsewhere. So I would definitely, if you have questions, I would definitely ask to see if the company that you're interested in does hand charting. But 9 times out of 10, they're going to tell you no. Most of them don't, because it's just easier to do computer charting, because then they don't have to hire more people to do the hand charting. So yeah, I would just ask the company that you're interested in to see if they do hand charting. Sorry, I'm looking for a symbol. But thank you so much for your question. There it is. The next question comes to us from Leonard. Leonard says, "Hi, Miss Coffee. Hey, hope all is going well. Everything is going good. Hope everything is going well with you. My wife loved when you did the crochet along. You did, and she was wondering if you would do another one. Have a great week and keep up the awesome things you do." Well, thank you so much, Leonard. I really appreciate that. And hello to your wife. I can't say at this time that I have anything in the plans for another crochet along. And it's not because I don't want to, it's because it's hot. When summer gets here, the last thing I think about doing is crocheting. I actually stop crocheting every year in the summer because it's too hot. I like working with acrylic yarn. And because of that, it can be incredibly hot. And just like when I finished the Kaiju's blanket, like Brooklyn Kaiju's blanket, I'm supposed to have started another blanket right after his. But it has gotten to the point where it's too hot. And it makes me completely uncomfortable when I have to crochet blankets and stuff like that. So if I do another crochet along, it will not be until the winter, just because it's too hot. And I know it's not even that hot here in North Dakota. Right now, we're currently sitting at 64 degrees, and it's the first day of summer. We have had 3 really hot days here so far, and just because it's like the first day of summer doesn't mean that, it's not going to be hot at all. But it's too hot right now to currently do another crochet along. So if I did do another crochet along, I would have to say is probably going to be in the winter. And of course, I'll do like I did last time. I'll find a free pattern. I'll check to see if I can contact the artist of the pattern to see if it's okay if I do it on the channel. If it's a free pattern, I will give you guys the pattern so that you guys can follow along with me and all that fun jazz. So thank you so much, Leonard, for your question. I appreciate it. Let's see here. The next question comes to us from Stephanie. Stephanie says, "Hey, Miss Coffee. Hey. How are you? I'm doing all right. I'm having a rough day today, but I'm doing all right. We have been dealing with crazy weather here on my side of the border. My question is there any company that does Precious Moments diamond paintings? Thank you." Honestly, I don't have an answer to that. I really don't. I have no clue. I've never researched or looked up Precious Moments. You could Google search Precious Moments diamond paintings to see if any pop up. And then if you go to the website and the kits are priced below $30, more than likely they're stolen. So when it comes to legally licensed, I can't say that I've ever seen Precious Moments anywhere. So yeah. But again, that doesn't mean a hill of beans. My head has not been in the diamond painting game for probably a good 6 months. So it's not like I've been doing any research or even buying kits really that much. So yeah, I don't know. I would say Google search it. But thank you so much, Stephanie, for your question. The next question comes to us from Olivia. Olivia asks, "Hey, Miss Coffee, I've been watching you for 3 years now. I love watching your lives and love your shout outs. My question is, I like stretcher frames. Where is the cheapest price of a company to purchase them from? And where can you find magnetic frames?" Honestly, again, another diamond painting question. I don't know. I don't search for these things often. So I couldn't tell you where the cheapest place to get one from is. Maybe somebody will comment in the comment section to let you know if they've bought one. Me personally, I would check Amazon. Just type in stretcher bar frames and see if they have them. If they don't, check over on AliExpress. I know AliExpress has them. The problem is, of course, the wait time for them to get to you. And they're going to be cheap because they're from AliExpress. But remember, you get what you pay for. So there's that too. When it comes to magnetic frames, I bought magnetic frames off of Amazon a few years ago. So I know they should probably have magnetic frames on Amazon. So I would tell you to check Amazon for that. So thank you so much, Olivia, for your question. The next question comes to us from Tyra Taylor. Tyra says, hey, Miss Coffee, I really don't have a question this week. I just wanted to say I really appreciate all you do and keep up the amazing job. Sending social distancing hugs and love from Texas. Thank you so much, Tyra. I really appreciate it. Tyra, you have been a great support of me and my channel, and I can't thank you enough. Like so many of you, even as I have kind of veered away a little bit from diamond painting, a lot of you still come back and, you know, you're still here for the content. So I really appreciate that. So thank you, Tyra. Sending virtual hugs back to you. So the next question comes to us from Leanne. Leanne says, hello, Miss Coffee. Hey, first off, happy Pride. Yes. My question is, I have noticed that many of the unboxing, she goes, many of the unboxing videos in diamond painting are all follow a similar format. Who started that, and why are there so many of the same? Whoop, sorry, my tablet almost fell. Why are there so many of the same? Love you and your family and the fur babies. Oh, thank you, Leanne. I appreciate it. Honestly, probably because they're copying off of each other. That's honestly it. I don't know who started it. When I started, there wasn't many diamond painters in the community. I think there was maybe like 4 or 5 maybe that I knew of, that I watched. And I just started doing my unboxings the way that I do them, just because that's the way I like to do them. I like to give you the meat and potatoes and move on. A lot of creators notice that other creators have a successful video when they do unboxings a certain way, so maybe they are copying. That's not me coming at anybody or throwing shade at anybody in the community or any other creators. I'm just saying that I've had creators come to me and tell me that they literally do unboxings just like mine because they like the way I do them. And that's fine. But then when people like you notice that and I say, you know, maybe they're copying, they get offended. I don't know. I can't really speak for why others do it the way that they do it. I can just speak for why I do it the way that I do. Because I like showing the meat and potatoes. I show you the canvas, the symbols, the drills, and give you a few pointers, especially for those who are new, and that's it. That format literally was just something I did. And again, I can't speak for others and why they do things the same way as like a lot of others. My assumption would be that they probably copy off of each other. They probably get inspired to do it, I guess, is a nicer way to say it. The same way as somebody else. I honestly can't speak for other creators. You would have to ask those creators, because I do mine's the way I like to do them. So sorry about that. But thank you so much, Leanne, for your question. The next one comes to us from Monica. Monica says, hey, Miss Coffee, love your channel. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. It always means the most to me when you guys tell me you like the channel, because lately the channel has been, I'm not going to say I've abandoned the channel. I'm going to say I've been a little bit neglectful, to be honest. The whole Twitch thing, I'm really, really enjoying it over there more than I thought. And so I can honestly admit that I've been a little negligent towards my YouTube channel. So I'm glad that you guys are still enjoying the channel for what it is. And I will keep it going as long as I possibly can, obviously. So hang on a second, because a tiny human just walked in. All right, sorry about that. Maggie's trying to feed the neighborhood popsicles again. Okay, so where were we? Monica, I love your channel. Discovered it during the first NZ lockdown in 2020. I have a question. Okay. Are the diamond paintings on your wall sealed? No. When it comes to sealing diamond paintings, I don't do that. I've done it obviously for videos, but that's the only time you will ever see me seal a diamond painting. If I complete a painting and the drills are coming off of it, more than likely I will roll it up with the drills facing out, and then I will take and put it in a box that I have with diamond paintings that are unsavory, if there was a nice way to say it. But usually, no, I don't seal my diamond paintings, ever. Mostly because I typically try to only work with poured glue. And with poured glue, I don't feel that you need to seal your diamond paintings. Some people like to do it. That's their preference. Me personally, I feel like it's a waste of time and money and stuff, so I don't do it. And she goes, if not, did you ever have an issue with drills coming off or dust collecting in between the drills? Thank you for everything you do. So that is actually a pretty good question because a lot of people actually ask me about the diamond paintings on my wall. So the answer is no. I don't have a problem with the drills coming off. Do I need that? I need that for her face, but I'm looking. Okay, that's not the one I'm looking for. Oh, sorry, I'm looking for a particular bag of drill. Sorry, I have the hiccups now. Hold on. All right, so no, I don't have problems with dust collecting on the glue in between the drills, mostly because a lot of the kits are poured glue. And one of the things I've noticed about poured glue diamond paintings is once those drills are on the canvas, where you can see little gaps in the drills here, once those drills are on the canvas for a long extended period of time, that glue tends to shrink. So it closes up the spaces in between the drills as the time goes on that it's in fresh air and it's being exposed to air at all times. Even if it was like in a box or something, the longer that those drills are on that canvas, that glue will shrink. Now, I'm not sure why that doesn't happen when you store away diamond paintings, but when you put the drills on, it does. And it's probably just because it's covered by the plastic, and the plastic keeps it from shrinking. But with the drills will shrink to the point where there's not a whole lot of space in between them. So you don't typically get like dust or fur or anything like that in between the drills. Plus, the diamond paintings on my wall are here in my craft room. Where the pets do come back here, they're not typically like rubbing themselves on the kits. I tend to keep them high enough up that if the dogs were to jump up, they can't reach them. Now, there are a few that are a little bit lower that they can reach, but for the most part, they're not like rubbing themselves on the drills. And when it comes to dusting, usually every few months I will take a feather duster or whatnot and I will rub it across, but I have to make sure it's a new one so that I'm not getting the little fibers and stuff in it. I will rub it across the drills, or I'll take a small toothbrush and run it across the drills. Yes, it does take time like everything else, but I haven't noticed losing any drills. I haven't, and that's another way that I go through and check to make sure none of the drills have popped off, is I like to use the toothbrush method and go over the drills just to just to sparkle them up a bit and to check to see if they have lost any drills. And so far, the one that's been on the wall pretty much since we've been here has been Pride by JoJo's Arts and Diamond Art Club, and it has not lost a single drill. It typically doesn't get too dusty or anything, and I haven't seen any dog fur that is in it that wasn't in it when I first started working on it. So there's that. Okay. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Monica, so much for your question. But yeah, no, I don't notice a whole lot of dust, debris, or anything like that on the canvases. And no, they're not sealed. Like I said, I've done sealing videos, but I haven't noticed any of the drills popping off of my poured glue canvases. Now, I do have other canvases on my walls besides Diamond Art Club. Especially since I just did a big rearrange and I rearranged a bunch of the things, and I've checked them, and no, none of the drills have popped off. None of the drills have come off. The glue on the canvas is actually stronger than a lot of people give it credit for. And so you don't necessarily need to seal. Now, that's my opinion. If you choose to seal, that is on you. But me personally, I don't seal my kits. So thank you so much for that question. The next question comes to us. Sorry. From Cheryl Ball. Hey, Miss Coffee. Hey, how you doing, Cheryl? My question is, what is the most colors you have had in a diamond painting? Ooh. I'm going to say like 57, I want to say. And I think it was that Chuck Pinson that I did. The other question is, how do you keep your bag from ripping at the top? My bag? What? You mean the baggies? These? What do you mean ripping? Like when you try to open them? Now, if you got those cheapo baggies with the red rind right here, those rip often. I don't typically use those. If you notice, I use the ones with the 3 lines on them, the really good ones. I get these from Star Ore, and they sell them on Amazon as well. But what I do is I use the Pippa method. So if you don't know who Pippa is, Pippa Brown is a creator here on YouTube that does diamond painting and cross stitching. And Pippa showed us this method a few years ago that I've been using. And you snap it open. So you just take it in between your fingers and you just snap. Like you would snap your fingers. And that opens the bag. And then I just kind of stick my finger in there and open it up. Boom. That's how, especially with my nails, I like what's called stiletto nails, which are these pointy ones. To keep from stabbing holes into the bags, I use the snap method, and that opens it up every time. But, and again, I learned that from Pippa Brown, so she has some really good tips over on her channel. You guys should check her out if you haven't already. So thank you so much for that question, Cheryl. The next question comes to us from Sarah Price. Hello, Sarah Price. Hey, Miss Coffee. My questions are, what food does Orion like? Pizza, hamburgers, French fries. What food does Orion not like? Or she said dislike. Broccoli, carrots, Alfredo. Orion's not big into vegetables. He's not the big vegetable person. He will eat some. Like, he loves string beans, like whole green, or not string beans, whole green beans. He likes whole green beans. But he doesn't like broccoli. He doesn't like carrots. He doesn't necessarily like mixed vegetables because it has a lot of that stuff in there. So, yeah. What foods does Maggie like? Maggie is the complete opposite of Orion. So, Maggie loves anything green. Peas, green beans. She loves corn on the cob. She loves her fruits and veggies. Foods that Maggie dislikes, fast food. Maggie does not like hamburgers. She does not like French fries. She does not like chicken nuggets. She does not like wraps. She doesn't like, essentially, Maggie's not the biggest fan of fried foods. Where Orion loves fried foods and hamburgers, Maggie does not. So they are the complete opposite. Maggie also loves, like, Alfredo. Orion hates Alfredo. So, or it's not even that Orion hates it. He literally gets sick if you give it to him. He can't do white sauce. So, yeah, there's that. Can you tell me about your wedding ring? Do you have matching rings? My wedding ring. Let me get the dog fur out of it because I was grooming the dogs just now. I'm going to guess you're not talking about this one. This one is just one of my Zox rings. You're talking about this one. So, the story behind my wedding ring. So, for those of you who are new, this here is my wedding ring. It says love. This is actually the second or third one I've had. And, okay, so this is a little bit of a story, so buckle up. So, a few years after, a year or so after Mr. Coffee and I got married. If you're hearing that slurping in the background, that is just Daisy. She's never drank water a day in her life. A few years after Mr. Coffee and I got married, he came up here to the oil field. As you know, you can't wear regular jewelry here in the oil field. And Mr. Coffee had just recently destroyed his ring at work in an accident. Luckily, he didn't lose his finger. But he destroyed his ring, and we were talking about getting him another one. But if you remember, back in those days, we were very poor. Like, we didn't have a lot of money, so I couldn't replace his ring as quickly as I wanted to. So when he got the opportunity to come here, he said he wanted another wedding ring so that he had one because he was away from home. And, of course, he wanted something to remember his family with. And so we were talking, and he said, I can't wear a regular wedding ring to work, in case another accident happens. He's like, he was looking into silicone rings. And I had heard of them before, but I never really looked into them. And if you couldn't tell, Miss Coffee is not a very materialistic type person. I do like nice things every once in a while, but I'm much more of a think outside the box type person. I'm not materialistic at all. Like, I don't have to have the latest, greatest of anything. And I'm happy that way. I'm always been a very, non-materialistic type person. I don't really care about name brands and stuff like that. So when he started talking about silicone rings, he was like, how about we get silicone rings? And I was like, all right. So we got our first set of silicone rings, and they did match. And then there was an accident at work where Mr. Coffee's finger got stuck in something, and it ripped off his ring. He was distraught. He wanted a new ring. And so he was like, we can get two new rings together. Like, essentially, we'd buy our rings at the same time. So we ordered new rings. Well, then something happened where that one broke as well for Mr. Coffee. He's not exactly gentle. He's not a gentle guy. So, he ended up breaking that ring, and we decided to go get him a tougher type of silicone ring because apparently the ones that we were getting were flimsy and kept breaking. So we got him a different type of silicone ring, but every time he would get one, he would send and buy me one as well. So I would just change up my rings. Like, so you've probably, if you've been here for a while, you've seen that ring change at least 3 times. This is the 3rd one, and I told him I'm not getting rid of it. And he wanted to get one that matched mine. The problem is, with the kind of work that he does, if you see these little black spots, they're indents in the ring. Like, they're carved into that ring. So it's not like, you know, it's flat or written on there. That's carved on there. And I've had this ring for about 2 years now. And because it's carved on there, whenever I put lotion on, or if I touch anything that's wet or whatnot, it gets in that ring. Mr. Coffee, working in the oil field, he can't have stuff like soaking into his ring. It would ruin it. So he went for a different design on his ring. His looks like, what is it called? I don't remember what it's called. It's the things you see on the bumper of a lot of trucks that ribbed. I don't want to say ribbed because that sounds dirty, but it's like a, I don't know. It's some type of textured thing that you can get on the back of a truck. That's what his looks like. And then mine's looks like this. And we've had our rings now, these set of rings, for 2 years. So the reason why we did it was because Mr. Coffee couldn't wear a regular wedding ring. Now, do I have a regular wedding ring? Yes, I do. Do I wear it? No. It is in a jewelry box, hidden away, in a lockbox, hidden away somewhere in my house. And that is because when Mr. Coffee had to stop wearing regular wedding rings, I didn't want him to feel like I'm out here trying to be bougie with my big old wedding ring while he sat there with a plastic ring. And so I told him, you know, it doesn't matter what my ring looks like. I just want him to, you know, I want to do this with him. So I went ahead and put away my real wedding ring, and I started wearing the silicone rings. And so we now both wear silicone rings. So that is the long and short and all the way around story of why I wear silicone rings. And no, they don't match. They match, but then they don't. So like if I flip this over, it's probably dirty. I'm just going to give you that heads up because I was like cleaning this morning. So if I flip the ring over, and this other ring just says love is love. So I'm going to try to flip it over. All right, let's take it off. So if I flip this over and you see the inside, it's all black. There we go. It's all black on the inside. Okay. It says Quelo, which is where I got it. And it's all black. And it tells you like my ring size, which is great because then when I have to order more, I don't have to guess what my ring size is. But, we've started wearing these this set of rings 2 years ago, but I didn't want Mr. Coffee to feel like he was by himself having to wear the silicone rings, so I decided to wear them as well. That doesn't really matter to me as long as, of course, I have the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with. The ring part doesn't matter, but yeah, that's the story of my silicone ring. So thank you so much for your question. I really appreciate it. Now I got to figure out where that was so that I can keep going. There we go. My husband can't wear metal, so I want something we both can wear. Love your channel and your family. Oh, thank you, Sarah Price. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you're looking into something because he can't wear metal, Mr. Coffee didn't do well with tungsten, and that's what his rings were made out of. So that was, you know, another great idea. So check out silicone rings. There's a couple of companies that sell them. We go with Quelo, which is Q-A-L-O? I think it is. We go with the Quelo rings because they do have matching sets. But the set that I think the other one that came with this, like I said, Mr. Coffee didn't want all that gunk getting in his ring while he's working, so he went for a different type of ring. So there's that. So thank you so much, Sarah Price, for your question. I hope that helped. Sammy, I haven't had anybody ask about the silicone ring in a very long time, so I don't think anybody really notices the rings on my hand. So I don't know. But I appreciate it, Sam. So the next question comes to us from Sammy. Hey, Miss Coffee. Hey, I've been following you for a couple of years. I love the fact that y'all can be sitting here and be like, I followed you a couple of years now. Oh my geez. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. For a couple of years or more, and I have run across every single person you have talked about on your channel except for Becky. Hold on a second. Y'all sure love Becky all of a sudden. I didn't realize so many people paid attention when I say Becky's name. I thought maybe y'all were going to start thinking she was imaginary. But she said about, what did you say about Becky? Blah, 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 blah. I've run across everybody, single person you have talked about on your channel except for Becky. I know you are very close to her. Is she just a personal friend, or does she have a YouTube channel / or Etsy shop? You always seem to know the best people. They are good people to follow as well. Love you all and love all the work you do. Sammy, Becky, Becky's going to watch this and she's probably going to like tear up because I don't think she realized how many people were going to miss her or ask questions about her. Becky has been a very good friend of mine for a few years now. Like I've said before, Becky is one of my best friends. And Becky is here on YouTube. You would know her as Becky's Madness for Crafting. She hasn't posted in a little while. She took a break. Her mother passed away and she just never came back to YouTube. She's been really busy with work and real life stuff. So she does plan on making a comeback at some point. I'm not sure when. Maybe she can, you know, find your, or maybe she can answer that down in the comment sections of this video. And I will let her know that you asked, and she can answer that for you if she's going to decide to come back or not. But Becky is Becky's Madness for Crafting here on YouTube. Like, I will link her channel in the description box of this video so that you can check out some of the videos that she does have up. And maybe by the time you get to the end of all her videos, maybe she will come back, because a lot of people lately have been asking about Becky, and I'm starting to think that y'all think that Becky's imaginary and I'm sitting here like Maggie with a Tommy and Becky's my Tommy or something. No, Becky's a real person. She does YouTube. She did like the best vlogs, and that was one of the things about her channel that I love the most besides What's in the Pot Wednesday. She did vlogs, and then she did like Tuesday night game nights. And she stopped after her mother passed away a few years ago, and she just hasn't come back yet. But I know a lot of people miss her, including myself. And I don't like pushing it on her because I want her to come back when she feels ready to come back. But I will definitely admit that I do miss seeing videos from Becky. So I will let her know, Sammy, and I will have her answer you in the comments of this video. So thank you so much. Matter of fact, if you see her comment, all you have to do is click on her name and it takes you right over to her channel. So she also does cross stitching. Like, she does a lot of cross stitching, and that's the other reason why she stopped making videos, is because she got hurt also, and she couldn't cross stitch. So she stopped diamond painting and started getting into cross stitch. And she I think there was a little bit of a transition there with her subscribers, because a lot of them at the time weren't doing cross stitching, and it seems now that a lot of people have jumped on the cross stitching bandwagon and have been cross stitching now, more so than diamond painting. And Becky, when she first started, everybody was still big into diamond painting, so I think that might have had a little bit of an effect on it as well. I don't know, but if I had to guess, I would say that probably had an effect on it. And like I said, she also did get hurt. So I will make sure that she helps you out and answers that in the, you know, comments of this video. So look out for it. And when she does comment, because she's a Patreon, she'll see this before everybody else. And I will make sure to pin her comment at the top of this video. So thank you so much, Sammy, for your question. The next question comes to us from Denise, which is the last question. Denise says, hey, Miss Coffee, hope everyone's doing well. My question is, if you could go away with someone famous, who would it be and why? Where and why? Johnny Depp, his private island, because why not? I love Johnny Depp. I don't think y'all realize how much into Johnny Depp I was before the trial. And now after the trial, I'm still completely obsessed. It's got to be Johnny Depp. It's got to be Johnny Depp. So, thank you, everyone, that ask questions in the group over in Crafters Anonymous with Miss Coffee. Now, there was another question that popped up on there was another question that popped up on YouTube after I finished doing the Q&A from last week. So I am going to go over and answer that question because I told the lady I had already recorded the video, and that's before I realized the error. So I'm going to go over to the community tab here on YouTube, and I'm going to go answer her question because she had a pretty good question that a lot of people might have had. So hold on a second. All right, I found it. So this person's name is JY, and they asked, "Hi, Miss Coffee. Hope you are doing well. Question 1. What is the difference between pink and blue wax aside from the color?" I actually get this question a lot, which is why I wanted to make sure I included it in this Q&A. The difference between the two, I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I don't know like what the formula is to make the wax. So I couldn't tell you what the breakdown is, what the difference is. For me personally, the blue wax has always worked better for me than the pink wax. I feel like the pink wax is more so for folks that don't press hard, that have a very feathery touch when it comes to diamond painting. I am a very rough diamond painter, meaning I stab, okay? I stab. There's two different types of diamond painters. There is those with a feathery touch, and then those of us who are murdering the canvas. Which squad are you on? Answer that down in the comment sections. For those of us who stab, a lot of things don't work for us. Like, as much as I love patty wax, it doesn't work for me. Patty wax SS? Yes. Patty wax? No. Patty wax is for those who have a feathery touch. Patty wax SS is out here stealing your wig and your husband. That's made for us folks that stab, okay? So I don't know what the difference is between the pink and blue wax. I just know that the blue wax works better for me, and I've never had an issue with it, ever. And I've been using blue wax for a long time. And then I also prefer blue wax. Question 2. Have you ever met any of your YouTube friends in person? Have a great day. Well, you have a great day too, JY. Have I ever met any of my YouTube friends in person? Yes, I have met one lovely lady. Her name is Deb. Actually, I think her name is Debbie. I think I keep calling her Deb because I don't know. I'm pretty sure she goes by Debbie. But I've met Debbie back before the Panini happened. We met up at a coffee shop down the street from my house, and she, like, you know, came and hung out with me for a little bit. She didn't get to see the kids or anything because they were at school, but I have met one person that I would consider a friend here on YouTube, and it's Debbie. I would love to, of course, meet a few other people like Rachel and Becky and Jeremy and like just a few other people on here, like Shea Butter, the Shea Butter crew. I would love to meet the Shea Butter crew because they just look like they have so much fun. And if you don't know who the Shea Butter crew is, it's crafting with Shea, and you can call me Butter. That's the Shea Butter crew. But no, I haven't, besides Debbie, I haven't met anybody else here on YouTube land, just because, not right after I started YouTube, but shortly after I started YouTube, the Panini happened. And I'm very guarded by having people come visit. I don't want somebody to travel so far that and then they come up here and we can't do anything because of the Panini. And right now, there aren't a lot of cases of the Panini in my town. But of course, they're still taking precautions. They're still asking that certain places you wear a mask. Most other places you don't have to. It's like a choice thing. If you choose to wear a mask, you can. The good thing about it is here, nobody really like looks at you funny if you choose to wear a mask. Nobody's going to really come up to you and be like, oh, why are you wearing that mask? I've heard those horror stories about other places, and I'm just like, oh God, no. So yeah, so I've met Debbie. Other than that, I haven't met anybody else. I would love to, but with the Panini and everything else, I'm not big into traveling right now. So yeah. So thank you so much, JY, for your question. And that is all of the questions that I missed for the Q&A. Again, I do apologize about that. Apparently my brain doesn't work properly most of the time. So yay. So we are now going to do a regular whip and chat for about 20 minutes. So yeah, there's that. So I hope everybody is enjoying their summer vacation. If you get a summer vacation, if you're an adult, summer means nothing besides that your children, if you have them, are home to bother you. I learned something this week though, because Maggie had a sleepover. So Maggie had a little sleepover, and it didn't go well. It didn't go well. The little girl was fine. We had dinner. We ordered we got some food to order, and then I made them a snack and stuff. So like they were eating like leftovers and stuff. Like this little girl, she's small, but she ate like she was a big girl. And I was like, God dang, how much food you gonna eat, girl? Jesus, save some for everybody else. But no, the little girl eats pretty good. And she, I thought I put the wrong color down on the wrong symbol. She ate pretty good and everything. And her and Maggie played all afternoon, and they were having a good time. And comes time for bedtime, and I'm missing gold. Here it is. Comes time for bedtime, and the little girl goes, "Can I get a melatonin?" And I'm like, Are you supposed to have one? Because like obviously I'm not going to take the word of a child that's like 7 years old. She's like, "Can I have a melatonin?" And I'm like, I'd have to ask your mommy. I don't feel comfortable just giving you out things. I know it's an all natural, whatever, but I don't want to just give you. So I messaged her mom, and her mom said it's fine if she wants one. She's probably just a little scared because she's not home. And I'm like, I can understand that she, get the frights when you have your first sleepover, because this was her first sleepover. Well, she took a melatonin gummy, and it's as if the melatonin made her super freaking hyper. And all of a sudden, they went from playing Maggie's half sleep to the little girl gets really upset, and she's like, "I want to go home." And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I want to go home." I look at my watch. It's midnight. And I'm like, "What? What do you mean you want to go home? It's midnight. You should have been asleep like 2 hours ago." Like, the melatonin gummy did nothing on her. She like Incredible Hulk that gummy and was like, "This has no effect on me." And she sat up there like playing while Maggie's like slowly passing out, because Maggie can't hang with the melatonin gummy. She's slowly passing out, and the little girl was up there still playing with Maggie's toys and stuff. And she decided, she was ready to go home. And I was like, "Well, you don't want to stay over the night? Like, you can't hang in there just a few more hours and go to sleep? By the time you wake up in the morning, you can go back home if you want." And I'm thinking, it's late. Her parents are probably like normal ass people, and they probably aren't even up this late. And she's like, "No, I miss my mommy." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I messaged her mom, and luckily enough, the little girl lives 2 houses down from us. So it's not like she lives far. It's like 20 steps to her house. And so I messaged her mom, and I'm like, "Hey, just going to give you a heads up. So-and-so wants to come home. She's kind of missing you right now." And she's like, "All right, I'll be over to come get her in a few minutes." So I guess she gets dressed and she comes over. She goes, "I'm really sorry about that." I'm like, "It's not a problem. I feel bad because, she really wanted to stay at first, and then she wanted to go home." Which, anybody else had that experience with their children? Because Maggie has slept over to their house at least 3-4 times. Maggie never missed mommy. Okay. Maggie was like, "Look, listen, I'll catch you when I get back." Okay. Like, she did not care about leaving mommy. But this little girl was like, I miss my mommy. And I'm thinking, hold up. Does this mean my child don't love me because she don't miss me when she leave? No, my kids are very independent. They can go stay the night at other people's houses. It doesn't bother them one bit. Not one bit. Except for Orion. Orion, it does bother him. And it's not that he misses his mommy. He misses his stuff. He don't care about his mommy. I mean, he does, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, there's that. So the little girl never got a chance to sleep over. But it wasn't bad until Maggie decides to ask again, can her little friend have a sleepover? And I'm like, what's up with these people? You want to keep having sleepover at my house like we have like all this stuff in here. And it was the little girl's sister this time. Now, the little girl's sister is the one I'm a little about. So I was just like, Maggie, are you sure you want to have the sleepover? Because Maggie was really lethargic yesterday. Like, she was really tired for no reason. Like, it wasn't like she had done a bunch of stuff and was tired. She was just tired. And I could see it in her face. And I'm like, you sure you don't want to wait until tomorrow or something? And she's like, no, can we just please have a sleepover? And I'm like, you know what? Fine. Now, the sister, of course, is like a couple years older. And I'm thinking, all right, we're going to try this. But if anybody starts acting out or anything, I'm going to ask her to go home. And Maggie says, fine. So the little girl comes over. She went out to dinner with her family. Before she came over. They went upstairs. They played all evening in Maggie's room. They came down for a snack. And they asked for melatonin gummies, and I'm like, we're not going through this crap again. So I kind of distracted them with getting a snack, and I was like, why don't we get you guys a snack? Maybe, you know, having something in your bellies will make you guys tired, because at this point, it's like 10:30. And I'm like, all I can hear is them up there cackling like little hands, like, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's time for bed. All right. So they went to bed around like 11 o'clock, which is, you know, a little bit later than Maggie usually goes to bed, but it is what it is. And they woke up this morning, and I wake up to 2 little kids smiling at the corner of my bedroom, and I like look over, and I'm like, what the why are y'all in here? And the little girl goes, we've already had breakfast. That's wonderful. Why are you in here? Like, why are you in my bedroom? And Maggie's like, can we go outside? Can I get out of bed first? Like, you have medicine to take, ma'am. Like, can I get out of bed first and clean my face before you come asking me, can you go outside? Jeez, So the second sleepover went well. The little girl had so much fun. She asked Maggie to ask me, could she stay over again? And I was like, no. No, 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 we're not doing that again. No, no, you waited a couple of days. And I'm not doing it to be mean to Maggie or anything. One, her room is destroyed. She needs to clean that up again. But I was doing it because we are still waiting to get the word back on Mr. Coffee's new truck. Now, it went through inspection today, and he found out that it needs new airbags. So they are going to be installing the new airbags, and then once that is installed, he will be able to come up, test drive it to make sure it's a car that he wants, to make sure it drives smoothly, to test the tires and whatnot, and then sign the paperwork to sign over his truck and to get this new truck. So Mr. Coffee's been a little nervous about it, and I understand, you know, he's getting rid of the truck that he's had for the last few years, and don't worry for those folks that are wondering. We have already taken the fender flares off of his truck. If you don't know what I'm talking about, then you haven't been here that long. If you've forgotten, a few years ago when Mr. Coffee first got that truck, I want to say it was like 3 years ago, maybe? Maybe? 2 or 3 years ago when Mr. Coffee got that truck. It was before the Panini. No, it wasn't. It wasn't before the Panini. It was right, I want to say, like right when it first started, maybe. I don't remember. But when Mr. Coffee first got that truck, I did something, and you guys helped me get enough money to raise to get Mr. Coffee fender flares for his new truck. And he's been in love with those fender flares ever since. Matter of fact, it's those fender flares is the reason I still have this channel. And I say that just because I've been telling Mr. Coffee for a while now that I want to, you know, I don't want to stop YouTube. I want to slow down. I want to slow down to the point where I want to focus more on Twitch. I like it better over there. It's more interactive and everything else. And he's like, no. People over here support you, and you're not going to just leave them high and dry because you found a new shiny toy. And I was like, you know what? You're right. I'm not going to abandon the folks that have helped me build what I have created here on YouTube. So those fender flares were a big deciding factor, just because he's like, these people don't only just love and support you, they love and support the family, and you don't abandon family. And I'm like, you're right. So yeah, he will be taking the fender flares off that truck, but unfortunately they don't fit on the new truck. So they will be just sitting in the garage chilling. He was going to sell them, but then he's like, I feel bad because the subscribers got these for me, and I don't want to get rid of them. I'm going to keep them as a keepsake. So I'm pretty sure they will be just chilling in my garage until he either gets a truck that is the same size that he can put those on, or I tell him to get rid of them. So yeah, and I'm not going to tell him to get rid of them, but he thinks that I will. I probably will when I find out there's not enough room in there for me to put more stuff, but it is what it is. So there's that. So there hasn't been a whole lot going on. I've been focusing a lot more on Twitch because that's, you know, that's essentially where most of my time is spent nowadays. Like I said, I think I've been a little bit neglectful to my YouTube channel just because I like the interaction over on Twitch. I like the fact that you guys can interact with me and I can sit and talk to you. And it's not just, you know, me sitting here by myself telling you stories. It's essentially me interacting with you, getting to know you like you're getting to know me, and all that other fun stuff. So yeah, I need to get better at, I'm still trying to figure out a schedule for it because, when school starts, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because with the way my life is set up, right now, currently, the mornings are used for recording videos. And then the afternoon, I would, of course, have to go pick up the kids. And with Orion going to a new school, yeah, it's going to be a little bit different than it was this year. So luckily, the school that he's going to is right next to the school that he was at. So literally, like, the parking will be the same, which is, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but but the parking and stuff will be the same. So there's no worries there. But I've been focusing a lot more on my artwork and my drawing. I can see a little bit of an improvement. I learned how to do animation. So I'm really excited for what the future holds with that. But diamond painting has been like on the back burner. I haven't touched this kit since Friday, which Fridays, as you guys know, I go live here on YouTube where I do get the diamond paint, but usually every other day that I'm not diamond painting, I'm usually drawing. And that seems to be what my passion is, where a lot of you have jumped on. And, you know, I've had a few people ask me about cross-stitching, and I'm like, I know how to cross-stitch. I don't have interest in cross-stitching. Like, it's not something that I actively would wake up and be like, oh, this is what I want to do. I love seeing the finished works of cross-stitching, but I personally, I just don't enjoy cross-stitching as much as most people do. Like, I just don't. There's certain crafts that I can do that I just choose not to. Cross-stitching and knitting, no. No, I can't. Knitting, oh gosh, I have a love-hate relationship with knitting. I can do most stitches with knitting, but they are still a pain. And I don't like hanks of yarn. That's the other thing, is I don't like hanks of yarn. But yeah, so things here have been going really, really good. Besides, we're getting Mr. Coffee ready to transition into his new position, but he has to. They have to hire someone to take his position. So if you missed it on Friday night when we went live, Mr. Coffee got a promotion at work, and so with this new promotion, he is now I guess what they would call a company man. I don't know what the title is. I don't know what the title is, what he got now, but essentially, instead of doing manual labor, he will be in an office, and then he will be taking potential customers like out to lunch and taking them golfing. The problem with this is Mr. Coffee's not a golfer, and so he's like, how am I supposed to go play golf with these people? And I'm like, oh, you don't know how to play golf? Guess who knows how to play golf? I was like, Minna's dad and I used to go play golf, so I'm like, I can teach you a couple of things. I played for a while after Minna's dad and I split up, and which wasn't too long after like I split up from Minna's dad that I met Mr. Coffee, but or that I started dating Mr. Coffee. But I'm like, I can golf. I can show you how to golf. And he's like, I'm like, look, there is not a competitive sport bone in Mr. Coffee's body, okay? He is not a sports type person. This is a sit me behind a computer type person, not a sports type person. So he is just sitting there like, I gotta play golf. And I'm like, ooh, you're gonna need some nice slacks. And he goes, I don't need slacks. I'm like, you wear slacks to go golfing, goof. And he's like, what? I'm like, you wear slacks. You don't wear jeans to go golfing. You wear slacks. They're easy. They're breathable. They move. And he's like, what are you even talking about? I'm like, look, listen, you don't know nothing about nothing when it comes to sports. Sorry, y'all can't see the thing I'm doing. When it comes to sports, Mr. Coffee knows nothing about sports, okay? When it comes to sports, he will ask me because I know more than him. And that's mostly because of my dad and my brothers and them making us watch sports when I was younger. So I'm like, yeah. And then with golf, that's because of Minna's dad, because he used to like to golf. So I'm like, yeah, I got you. I can teach you how to golf. And if I do teach him how to golf, I am going to record it because, of course, that is going to be pure gold. This is going to be freaking hilarious. He's trying to hit balls like Happy Gilmore, so I'm thinking this weekend I'm going to go out and get him a putter and probably like a chipping wedge. We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go get him a couple of golf clubs and a couple of golf balls, and I'm going to have him practice out here in the backyard, just so he gets the hang of holding the club and swinging the club without like ruining his back, because his back is garbage, and I don't need him out there like spraining his spine or something trying to golf. So I'm gonna try Keyword being try. I'm going to try to teach him how to play golf. But I spent most of the morning this morning playing groomer. The dogs, of course, are shedding like crazy, as usual. And the dogs get de-shedded like every 2 days, like every other day or every 2 days. It just depends. Well, oh, did I just put all those on a 1? Yes, I did. What am I doing? Get off there. No, there. No, it's flipping. It's flipping. But yeah, so this morning I got to spend my time de-shedding dogs, and that was a lot of fun. And I sent a picture to Mr. Coffee, and I was like, "Your dog, dude. Your dog. Why is he keep shedding?" He goes, "How is he not bald?" I'm like, "I don't know. The only thing on him that's bald is his face, but that was bald before I started brushing him. His face isn't bald. The hair is slowly starting to come back, but right now it's, you know, obviously it's still kind of whatever. But yeah, so the dogs got de-shedded this morning, and it was weird because they actually enjoyed it. Like, does your pet like to be groomed? Write that down in the comments. If you got this far in the video, people have probably already tuned out. But if you got this far in the video, does your dog or cat or whatever animal you have, does it like to be groomed? My dogs like to be groomed. Daisy just likes the attention. She don't give a crap when or where you do it. She just likes the attention. Killian, on the other hand, yeah, no, he's like, nah, look, the way my life's set up, no, thank you. No, thank you. But this morning was weird because he must have been like super hot or like getting hot or something, because like he actually let me brush him, and I was just like, whoa. Are you actually going to sit still and let me brush you? And he did. He sat still and let me brush him. So I was like, oh, snap. So, yeah. And that's probably just because I let him. I did it in the house and I didn't take him outside. It's on windy days outside, I brush the dogs, especially on windy days, because the wind will carry the fur away. And, like, the birds, of course, can make nests and whatever out of them. So they got groomed this morning. And now they're happy little pets. And, like, Killian's laying over here on one of my pillows, and Daisy's sitting over by the window waiting for Maggie to come back in, because Maggie keeps going outside. Maggie's currently feeding my entire neighborhood popsicles. I had to get a new computer this week because Daisy flung mine into the kitchen. All right, so I'll tell you this last story, and then I got to get going, because I do have a lot of stuff I have to do, like get that cup out to the post office. So, I'm sitting here minding my own business, right? And I just finished streaming over on Twitch. And I have cords everywhere around me whenever I'm streaming, because I have to have the tablet. I have to have my laptop plugged up, of course, so it doesn't die. I have to have my cooling fan for my computer on, because if not, the computer tends to overheat. It's an older computer. I've had it for now, what, 2 years? Timelines, y'all. Timelines are not good to my brain. But I've had the computer for a little bit, and so I'm like, I have a fan that it rests on that will keep it from getting too hot. So I have that plugged up, and then the cords to the tablet and everything else that I have to have plugged up. So, like, there's cords all around me. So after I finished with the stream that day, and my streams have been, like, I've had probably a handful of good streams, but I've been having a lot of technical difficulties because of the computer. And I thought it was the internet, so I bought like a Wi-Fi booster. That did nothing. But I'm sitting there and I'm just like, all right, I need to order a new computer at some point. And Mr. Coffee had been talking to me about getting a new computer, because mine's, needs to be completely wiped, because there's just so much stuff on it that it needs to be wiped. And he just hasn't had time to do it. So I was like, all right, well, we went looking and I found a computer that I could afford. So I bought it. So I got a new computer for my streaming stuff, which of course I will use for whatever I need to use it for. And the day before I ordered it, though, I'm sitting here, I just finished streaming, I have cords everywhere, and Daisy came up on the side of my desk, like she usually does, like when I'm live. She comes over, and I didn't think anything of it, and I was just like, hey Daisy, whatever, I pet her and whatnot. She was super excited because it was time for a WALK. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, give me a second. Let me finish. I had to shut everything down. So I'm like, let me shut everything down real quick. So I shut everything down. And right as I go to close the laptop, she goes to walk away. Now, my cord for my charger is over there, which is where she was walking at. Well, it must have been raised up off the floor because I pulled it close to me, and it caught her foot. And as she went to go run off, her foot caught hold of it and flung the laptop, because the laptop, of course, was connected to the charger. The laptop flung into the kitchen, landed half under my stove, went to go turn it on, and it's spacing out now. Like, it is just doing a lot of weird things when I try to turn it on. So I'm just like, God dang it. So Mr. Coffee's like, are you now going to order that new laptop? And I'm like, I don't have a choice now. So I ordered a new laptop, and it seems to be working fine. Like yesterday, I had a really good stream yesterday, except for the fact that apparently I forgot to plug up the laptop while I was streaming, and the thing did an automatic update, and then it shut itself down. But because it wasn't plugged in, it would not turn back on. And I was like, oh, what's wrong with the computer now? I just bought this, blah, blah, blah. Here is because I didn't turn it back on. Yes, I'm aware that these are mixed. No, I am not going to unmix them. Yes, I know what color it is. We'll be fine. We'll get through this. So yeah, there was that. So yeah, so everybody in the house is doing great. I missed the kids being able to take swim lessons by like one day, and they wouldn't let me sign them up. So I did take them swimming anyways. We've been having like really late dinners just so I can spend some time with the kids, and Mr. Coffee can come join us after work sometimes. He doesn't always, especially if he's really dirty. He's like, I don't want to get into, you know, a pool of water with, you know, oil all over me or something. But I've been just trying to spend as much time with the family as I can and doing what I do, like with videos and such. So I've been super duper busy. So if you happen to message me and I don't message you back right away, please know I'm not ignoring you. I've just been really busy with starting Twitch and everything else. It really fills up my schedule. And so a lot of the times I don't get free time anymore. Like, there's no time that I'm not doing something for one of both platforms. So, yeah, so just know that if you message me, I'm not ignoring you if I don't message you back right away. If I see your message and I don't reply, that just means I went to go look to make sure it wasn't an emergency or something. Not that crafting has emergencies, but just in case. Like, I just don't want people to think that I'm ignoring them when I'm not ignoring you. I'm just super duper busy, and I will come back and comment or say something when I have a moment. So there's that. So yeah, so that's all I have for you today. Next week, we should have a normal whip and chat. I kept getting requested to do another whip and chat with Mr. Coffee. If you would rather me do another whip and chat with Mr. Coffee instead of a story time whip and chat, let me know down in the comments of this video, and we can make that happen. He's already said yes for the most part, but I just need to know if you guys are ready to go back to our regular format for whip and chats, or if you just want to see Mr. Coffee again. And for the person that commented that we need to get a couples mic, no, we do not. Mr. Coffee, I actually have another mic. The problem is where we sit at in the living room, I don't know. We'll figure out something about a microphone for Mr. Coffee, since apparently he doesn't talk loud enough for people to hear him. Anywho, I'm going to get going because, again, I do have a busy schedule ahead of me. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section of this video. You know how we do. And I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you are new to the channel and would like to see more random crazy videos just like this, please feel free to hit the subscribe button and the bell to be notified anytime I randomly decide to put up a video. And believe me, it's pretty random. But with that said, folks, seriously, I got to get out of here. It's time for me to go get this cup off to the post office. So thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate it. And always remember to stay caffeinated, stay crafty, stay safe, and always try to be kind to others because you never know what they're going through. Be courteous because it's the right thing to do. And always stay cool. Bye, guys.